came in my dream time last night and whispered this message to me. And it said, a lot of people think they're talking to God when it's really their own mind. The mind of humans is constantly chattering, telling you this is bad, this is good, and we just think it's truth. How often people will be like, I know God wants this for me. I know God wants me to start this business. I know God wants me to do XYZ. They say it with so much conviction that God told them to do this business. I'm like, are you sure it's God or your own mind? Welcome to the Diary Series with Danette May. These are the conversations I typically have with myself, shared with you so you feel less alone in yours. This series is for anyone navigating change, awakening, or simply trying to make sense of the world you live in. Trust me, you belong here. Let's get started. Day 4 of the Diary Series, and I did not get my DUPR score. If you're like, what is a DUPR score, Danette? Listen to the last episode, but I do have something funny to share about going in and trying to get my DUPR score. So let's get this podcast started. Hey, my loves, we are celebrating season 3 of the Danette May Show. I am so happy that we've been doing this journey for this long, that we now just dropped season 3 with epic guests, epic content. Like, we're going there. And to celebrate, we want to do a giveaway. What we're going to do is give one of you lucky winners a $150 Visa gift card. All you have to do to enter in is, one, follow the podcast. So what you'll do is you'll click the plus button if you're following on Apple Podcasts, and you'll click the follow if you're following on Spotify, and then share one of your favorite episodes and tag me at the Danette May. We are going to announce a winner on February 23rd. Yes, we'll tag you. We'll announce it. I can't wait to gift you guys $150 in a Visa gift card. You deserve it. All right, loves. So I told you I'd give you my DUPR score, but it hasn't been turned in yet. But I have a feeling it is super low. And now I'm wanting to come in as a different identity and get a new DUPR score. DUPR score, for those of you listening, you got to listen to the other episodes. We're on day 4 of the Diary Series, and I went in to this professional pickleball facility to be graded on my pickleball level. Well, what I heard was going to happen didn't happen. So you're basically matched up with 4 random people. Craig happened to be one of the random people I was matched up with. So I didn't know how that was going to be, but we're kind of similar players. I often think I'm a better player than him, but he would disagree. But we've been playing advanced with our pickleball crew here in Evergreen. They're really big into it. They don't let anyone play advanced unless they think they're advanced. So we've been identifying as advanced players. And we heard that you go to this facility, there's a pro who's there, and you play multiple games in a round-robin fashion with, it'd be Craig, me, and 2 other individuals we didn't know. And they give you a DUPR rating. Well, one, there was no pro. There was no pro. We were in a corner in a far spot away from everyone else on this court. They gave us a piece of paper and said, just tally your scores. And I'm like, what if these 2 were beginners? How are you going to even know what my DUPR level is? Because when you play with a beginner, you play like crap because they can barely get it over. You might get a score of 11 to 1, but I don't know. Something felt really fishy about it. I don't know. I wasn't playing my best game. I started off with Craig, and we were not sure what kind of players these guys were, so we were kind of nervous. We're getting a rating, and we don't really play well together the first games, but we really didn't play well, but we still beat them. And then, then we were all mixed up differently, and I was just getting super frustrated because they weren't that good. They weren't consistent. I'll just say that. Sometimes when you're learning to play pickleball, a lot of it can be around consistency, trying to get dink appropriately, or even just hit a good baseline shot or not pop it up. Well, that's who we were playing with. And it affected our DUPR score. I hate to even blame it on him. I haven't got mine. Craig got his. I'm not even going to name it because I didn't get permission to tell you his DUPR score. But if his DUPR score is that, mine's for sure that. So I'm feeling a little butthurt over here that I have a low DUPR score, I'm sure, sitting on my record for everyone to see. And I'm going to have to go get that fixed and remedied immediately. So now you guys see a different side to me. I'm very, very competitive. And I'll say today, I also played some more pickleball, but I can barely walk. I am so sore. For those of you who play pickleball, I don't know how you guys function, because I think it's the one sport that makes me the sorest out of any sport. Lifting, running, skiing, mountain biking, it is the hardest sport in my mind. Basketball, all of it. And then for those of you who are like, I do not like pickleball talk, I'll move on. I'm gonna move on. I am having a good lazy day. You're actually listening to this on a weekday, or maybe you're listening on a weekend, but it's a weekend for me for day 4, because I have to record these in advance to give them to you. But I am doing them in consecutive order, so you're getting a typical week with me. And it is the weekend for me, and so that happens to be Sunday for me. And it's been glorious. Like, I love my Sundays. I love my Sundays because I can go slow and I don't have any meetings and I don't have any responsibilities. Yes, I unload the dishwasher. Yes, I cook some meals, but that's about it. And I get the house ready for Monday because, Monday and Tuesdays are my biggest meeting days, my biggest take action days. So it's getting rested up. And I had a big fat nap today. Sunday naps are honestly the best. They feel so delicious, so good. And I walked Ollie on the trail. That's what we're doing right now. So if you're hearing me breathing hard, it's because I walked Ollie. So I'm going to share a little musings that happened in the middle of my night sleep. And I wrote it in my journal. And I'm curious your thoughts on this, because it almost felt like another being, or a spirit being, or my highest self, I don't know, came in my dream time last night and whispered this message to me. And it said, a lot of people, and I'm paraphrasing sort of, because I remember it being crystal clear and almost like a bumper sticker or a quote. The gist of it was that people think they're talking to God or getting instructions from God when it's really their own mind. And now think about that. The mind of humans is constantly chattering. Have you ever noticed your mind just constantly chattering? Just telling you this is bad, this is good, oh, you shouldn't like this, oh, you shouldn't do this. If someone asks you to do something, you're like, heck no, I won't do that. Or heck yes, I don't want to disappoint. And your brain's just going a mile a minute. It's judging everything. It's like, this is bad weather, this is good weather, this is not good. This person, why are they wearing this? Why are they saying this? Blah, blah, blah. The brain, have you ever just stopped and just noticed the mind chatter that goes on with the brain? And we just think it's truth. It's just constantly chattering. Sometimes I wake up in the middle of the night and I'm like, my brain is chattering. I can feel that it's chattering. And I meditate to try to calm that little voice down, to get back into my breath, get back into my center. And this message last night was, a lot of times people think they're hearing God, but they're hearing their own mind. That was the phrase. They think they're hearing God, but it's their own human mind. And I was like, whoa, this is a big message for me to really take introspection, because I thought a lot about this. Once again, might be a trigger train. How often, for me at least, in my own life and in my reflections of other people, people will be like, I know God wants this for me. I know God wants me to start this business. I know God wants me to move here. I know God wants me to do X, Y, Z. And there's always this part of me that's like, how do you know it's God? And at least the God I know is just like, I want you to choose a path, but I don't care if you start that business. I see this a lot in the entrepreneurial world, and the entrepreneur world is savage. Like, it's not all pretty roses, trust me. And I watch people sacrifice their relationships, their health, their families, time with their children. At what end? Because usually it's an ego thing. Business can be from spirit, can be from light, can be from wanting to make a difference in other people's lives. But let's be real. Most businesses, at least that we're reflecting, are about money, are about feeling good that you made money or that you're known for something. It strokes the inner ego. I hear in the entrepreneurial space a lot more lately, like, God wants me to do this business. And it's like a business that really isn't that big of a deal whether you do it or not. It doesn't really change humanity. It just puts money in your pocket, which is not a bad thing. I'm not saying that, but I'm always like, they say it with so much conviction that God told them to do this business. I'm like, are you sure it's God or your own mind? You know? So I have been really thinking about that because it kind of got whispered to me last night, whether it was my higher power or some being, I could feel that message. And it's making me really look at, where do I say Spirit said this? Or I don't know, like maybe even my own mind was saying that. It's just making me be in more curiosity around taking inventory around the mind chatter that I have. And where can I minimize that mind chatter through meditation, through prayer, through presence, so that I can actually hear God, that I can actually hear a higher power? Because I think we put a lot on God that might just be a lot of mind chatter. So I just naming it, and that's my message for the day. That's my aha, my journal entry. And I do know that there are higher power. I do believe in loved ones that have passed on that are here to support you. If you feel a connection to an ancestor or a loved one or just some type of energy being, I always say call on them to help you navigate and to walk this life and do it in the highest purpose of your soul's calling, and to do it with the utmost reverence, the utmost love and care. And I do believe in calling upon them because I actually believe they're very aware and they have a higher perspective so they can help you. So if that needed to land for someone, that's my message for myself as well. Well, I love you guys, and I've enjoyed these daily chats with you. That's all I got for today, because today is a kind of a rest day. We'll see what comes through for tomorrow, but I love doing these musings with you, and I hope that it's brightened your life a little bit, and we'll be on day 5 tomorrow. I'll see you all tomorrow.